All right, so real talk, I wasn't always like this. It was days where I looked in the mirror, I just felt stuck. Not just heavy, just tired. Tired of, starting over every Monday and then quitting by Wednesday. If you know, you know. But this day right here is when I saw myself and I didn't recognize myself. The first few weeks wasn't cute. I ain't gonna lie. There was no dramatic before and after energy. Just me making the same decision every day just to choose myself. And there were some days I didn't want to do none of it. I didn't want to do not a thing. I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to move. I just wanted to lay in and scroll on YouTube all day long. Okay, so listen. I did 10 minutes so far of this 30-minute workout. My heart rate is 162 right now. Hopefully y'all can see that. But I did have some days where I cheated, but I recognized that it wasn't me cheating on a diet. It was me cheating on myself. Cheating, myself out of the life that I said that I wanted and the work that I said I would do to do it. It became about who I was becoming when nobody was watching, proving to myself quietly and consistently that I could keep a promise to me for once, because diets end and I didn't want this to end. Don't get me wrong, I had my plateaus. I sat at a good 215 for months and I couldn't understand why, but I kept going because it was easier for me to give up than to just keep going. And I wasn't going to be going back to being, the version of myself that gave up on herself. And so far, since the start of this particular journey, I have lost 63 pounds. And that is with the help of GLP-1 because I am I have PCOS and I have some factors that cause me to, have issue losing weight like normal persons would, whatever that may be. But 63, that's the number. That was never really the point. The point was to work hard to get to be the person that I wanted to be. And I'm just getting started. So, if you're somebody out there who's stuck and don't really, know where you stand, or you have concerns about this journey creating another issue for you, like for me personally, I have body dysmorphia, and my biggest fear that I had to get over was the fact that my body wasn't going to look the way it was before I was obese, even after I'm finished my weight loss journey, which is coming to an end, like I said, because I don't plan to be, anything but healthy, but I also admire my curves. I admire the things that I have, the things about me that have made me become who I am. I, did the juicing and I started to see some difference in my face. Clothes started to fit me differently and I started to feel feminine. I wasn't always in survival mode and that felt good. Now, I still had takeout occasionally, but I chose healthy options, and I still cooked at home. And I just loved the person, the version of myself that I was becoming, and I still do. So previously, I said that I was going to include some screenshots and stuff of my scale. So instead, I just said I was going to do a video recording and just show you guys how my scale has been tracking everything. But this is my message to you to don't stop and to keep going. And things will change.